Okay, I'm just going to cut the intro and see if anybody can hear us.
Yeah.
So let's see. We're talking.
Talking. Yep.
This has got to be some
Explode.
kind of. Oh,
Oh, they
okay.
hear us.
No, they can hear us.
Huh. Welcome to the show, everybody. Well, that's how you
Wow.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're experimenting with a new kind of way of coming into the show where it seems like nothing's working and then everything works. It was like kind of like a comedy bit. So, welcome, fans of fantastic films. I'm doing both parts.
Yes, thank you. While my earplugs get inserted. Um, anyway, welcome to the show. We're really excited tonight to welcome Steve Wilson, our guest host for the evening. You know him from the chat. Well, here he is. Gaze upon him. Hi, Steve.
Yes. Gaze upon me and all my doughiness. Thank you.
Nice stuntman poster behind you.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah.
Ooh.
Love it.
Yeah. Forbidden World there.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah.
Mutant.
Yeah.
You know, that was one of
AKA
those ones
mutant.
that it was in Fangoria and Famous Monsters as Mutant. And then when it came out, I was like, oh, I don't know what that is.
Actually, it's funny. I always was like back and forth of like which of the Corman movies, they Planet that or Planet of Terror that I like the most. And I really like Forbidden World now. I think it's a really good movie. It's very arty by comparison.
Yeah.
It's got some cool strangeness to it, and it's got a great soundtrack too.
Exactly.
Yeah, Steve is on the inside of the show now. He's inside the Matrix now.
Right.
He's not in the chat. He's out and about. So, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here. Excited to talk about Homicidal.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What made you pick Homicidal?
I years and years ago, I watched it when I was kind of doing a run through of William Castle movies, and just kind of watching them all kind of back to back. Kind of doing a power watch or whatever. And at the time, I really didn't pay that much close attention to it, and it really didn't it didn't click with me. I guess I was just more into who William Castle was as a filmmaker and a promoter and that sort of thing. Like I really like that kind of DIY self promotion thing he was doing. That with the gimmicks and the all the stuff you get they was doing kind of thinking outside the box. Just trying to put butts in the seats. And so I was kind of watching through his films and everything, and then I kind of really had forgotten about it for a long time. And then about 6 months ago, my brother lent me his Blu-ray, and so I watched it. And with more years of experience, in watching films, and then uh, you know paid closer attention to it, and really just I was like, oh, this is really kind of special. That this was his take on Psycho. Even though at one point he called it his most original film, which is,
Wow.
just is just just great that he would kind of have the stones to say something like that. But you know, but watching it and seeing the comparisons to um, the character of Emily slash uh, uh, what's her well yeah, I don't want to say too much, but in the beginning she
Yeah,
has a
you've
different
already
name.
almost gone too far.
Yeah. But yeah, but kind of the comparison of her and Janet Leigh in Psycho, even with kind of like setting up this almost like the MacGuffin, they use in the beginning of Psycho. It's a wee bit similar, and then it kind of the movie sort of moves into a different direction that you're not entirely expecting. Um, and of course, there's some very similar shot comparisons to things that happen in Psycho to things that happen in Homicidal. So he was definitely Castle has definitely had psycho on his mind, while making this film. So, but it's a black and white film. His use of shadow and light is like pretty on display here, especially in some of the interior shots. And there's one in particular towards the end of the film that is, in my mind, just fantastic. That he pulls off this kind of thing with the shadows that really kind of caught me off guard back in the day, and then even on a rewatch, as with watching a clearer image and everything of the picture, that you're like, oh, that's it's fantastic. Like and watching it again like earlier tonight and a couple of days ago, like I look at that shot and I'm like, there's it's only a few seconds. I'm like, how did he do it? Like was there more going on there with the with them using these shadows that is not so evident on screen? I don't know if that makes sense, but just and so I just had this all brand new sort of appreciation for this film. And so when I approached Bill about showing what I wanted think would be a good movie, and I looked up and on Sam's letterbox list of DIA movies, and this was not on there, and I thought this is perfect. Like this this really kind of fits the bill. So thank you for allowing me to present this movie to everyone. I really appreciate that.
Well, we love it too. I'm getting an echo. Are you guys getting an echo? Somebody has like a speaker turned up where we.
I have a speaker turned on. It's probably getting a little bit extra.
We're getting that. We're getting that hair dryer sound from your audio too. Whenever you're not speaking.
Oh, son of a gun! Hold on a second. Oh, that's why I got it fixed. Hold on one second.
How's that?
Oh, that's perfect.
Okay, sorry about that, guys.
So yeah, this is also one of the movies that I tend to think of that William Castle made, that people talk shit on this movie all the time. I don't know. I see a lot of hate for it online, and I don't really get it, because I do like this movie. I think it's pretty good. There's a twist in it, a really up in your face twist, and if you're not along for the ride on the twist, if you don't see it right away, you're going to be good. First time I watched it, I saw it right away, and I was like, oh, is that the twist? So that's all I'm going to say. But it's still good, even when you know the secret.
Yeah.
And let us know in the chat, by the way, how many of you are watching Homicidal for the very first time. There's something in it called a fright break, where you can leave the theater in case you're too afraid. I don't know how that would play out in your living room.
His book, Step Right Up, I'm going to Scare the Pants Off America. He talks about the first time he did the fright break, where everybody just decided the same audience came back to watch it twice, and then they just all got the fright break money and got their money back so they could watch it the second time for free. So he's like, I need to do something to make sure that people don't get their money back. And he went crazy. Like John Waters has talked about it too, where it's like, there was a yellow line, and people were allowed to throw things at you, and there was music that played while you walked down and then you had to sit in Coward's Corner to earn there was a lot that went into it. And I always think these poor 16-year-olds that were running movie theaters were like, God, we have to do so much stuff for a William Castle movie. I think I talked about it last week with The Incredible Creatures That Stopped Living. That they sent the masks with that movie, and how many theaters actually had people put on these masks and run into the audience. So I think Castle movies were maybe a little more money makers than that movie. So I think some places actually did this, but I'm sure the managers were like, gosh, every time he brings a movie, we have to set up equipment and we have to put tinglers in seats and launch a skeleton out of the crowd. There's so much work.
Right.
I just watched
Matinee. The 10 Commandments,
I just watched Matinee. It was on our DVR. Mark recorded it. So we watched it the other day, and I was like, wow, they depicted the William Castle character in that movie as being the one who went to the theater and installed the tingler in the seats, which totally wasn't true, I'm sure.
Right.
Yeah. I think I get the Ray Dennis Steckler. I think could be the guy that would show up in your theater and would run out during his movie. He feels more like the person that would go from theater to theater. He maybe had a little less to do than William Castle. But yeah, I love. We don't really have any movies today. I mean, yes, there are like I saw the one Avengers movie in that 5D that squirts water at you and your seats move around. But it's not the same as these movies where it's like, wow, like you're getting something above and beyond a movie. I think John Waters is one of the last people that did it with, the scratch and sniff stuff. Like I love this kind of stuff. I think it's so cool that these movies felt like events more than anything else. Like they were like what's he gonna do next? I mean, William Castle had his own fan club. How many movie producers had a fan club and not just not the stars or even how many directors even did back then? Not that many. So I think it
Right.
gets pretty amazing.
Yeah.
My favorite gimmick is
Right.
Mr. Sardonicus because I still don't believe that there are two cuts of that movie. I think that there's only one. He never made a cut where Mr. Sardonicus lives.
You're probably correct. Yeah.
What
He knew his
were you going to say,
audience, right?
Steve? You were going to say something a second ago.
Yeah, so
Oh, I was just gonna kind of start into my appreciation of Joan Marshall, slash with Jean Arliss, which is her pseudonym for whatever reason.
Well, she was
You know,
Joan Marshall when she was on TV. She needed the
oh,
name Jean Arless to keep her movie career. She wanted to keep them separate.
okay. I thought maybe that was like another one of like Castle's like misdirections or something like that. You
Oh,
know, like, oh, you recognize this woman? Maybe not, maybe not quite. I don't know.
we
Is
call
it the
her
lady you saw on
Jean.
TV? Right. But no, I mean she's fantastic in this movie. Just fantastic. The thing that she does with her face in close up, and that I mean it's really phenomenal. And there are in the beginning there are scenes where she goes from being flirtatious to icy cold in seconds and kind of when the male character like really kind of throws him off his heels, like who is this woman, what is going on here.
She's the
uh
original Nomi Malone from Showgirls.
right. Yeah, so I think she does an excellent job. I think she deserves probably more credit than she's given. So, yeah, I enjoy watching it sometimes just to see, her, you know, how she interacts with these other characters. The bellhop. Uh, there's Helga. Um, you know, after in the second segment we talk about Helga and all the things that she has to do in this movie, which might not seem like a lot, but she does a great job with what she has to work with. So yeah, I mean, just all around, really really good. And of course, and Joan Marshall is I mean, just absolutely beautiful in this movie.
Do
And
you think she's beautiful? Because she's a
oh
little
yeah.
off-putting in it. There's like this edge to her that's kind of scary. I guess that's on
Well,
purpose.
yeah, I think so. Right. It's kind of like that,
Deliberately.
right?
Ooh.
Yeah, like you know, there's a line in a movie I remember reading once where it's like, what version of this character do you want to get? Do you want to be do you want the PG-13 version that, everybody's really hoping that they win the big game at the end? Or do you want the rated R version where, you know, like, where's this person coming from? I don't even know like what their motivations are. I like them. I don't like them. I don't know. So yeah, I think this is prior to those ratings, but she definitely gives kind of the rated R sort of performance as far as lead characters.
This movie came out a year after Psycho, I guess,
Mhm.
because Psycho was 60. This happened to be 1961, even though apparently William Castle thought he was being real original with this. So I won't argue with that. Uh, it's definitely coincidental, though, the way the plots tend to be not. It's not so much that they're similar, but they do some he does some weird stuff with the story, like Steve alluded to when we started the show tonight. You think you know where it's going, and then it suddenly takes a turn, and you're like, oh wait, now to me it's like I called it singing the Norman Bates song backwards. That's what homicidal is like to me.
Right. Yeah.
But I
I'm
mean, it's
interested to watch it through that lens and to be thinking of Psycho when I watch it. Because I think the first time I watched it, I was just watching it for itself. So I'm going to watch it and think through that as I watch this watch.
is this only the second time you've seen it?
Yeah, it's only the second time I've seen it. Yeah. I will say some of his other movies, like 13 Ghosts, and I've seen a lot of times, probably a lot more. Um, but yeah, I'm excited to watch it again.
Yeah, there she is.
Yeah, there she is herself, our girl Jean Arless. Beautiful, scary, beautiful,
Oh yeah, very scary.
beautiful, scary, scary, beautiful. Well, let's just give her full screen here because we're looking at tense scene. It's a very tense scene. You can tell.
Oh yeah.
And I must say, he chose his male lead very well because I'll be damned if he doesn't remind you of John Gavin
Yeah.
and
All right.
Arbogast in the center. What movie could he have been channeling here?
I love this image. I was looking through ones for the drink video graphic, and I saw this one. I really liked it.
I didn't put a filter on that or anything. It almost looks like a.
No,
Is
I
it?
know it's like very chiaroscuro.
Is it a drawing?
No, I think it's just kind of how just how the lighting is in it. It looks the shadows are really rich in it.
It's pretty high contrast. Yeah.
It's also maybe how they pulled it for papers, Bill, because they had to do the different gradients of dot patterns for paper, so it might have just blobbed up like that.
Yeah, that's true. And I love when that happens. I have to admit. Let's see. I think there's another still we can look at here. Oh, yeah. There she
Oh
is
wow.
in action.
Oh yeah. And that's right from the film too. That's not a promotional shot.
In case you had any questions about what was going to happen in tonight's feature, there we go. She's
You're
weird.
about to see some stuff, yeah.
Right.
She's weird and she stabs people. Or does she?
Oh. Scream if you wish. It's up to you.
I wish I could go for some screaming.
Bill will not be showing up for the Three Stooges short, though. He will be in the lobby until that's over.
Do you like the Three Stooges, Steve?
I am not a Three Stooges guy. Sorry.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
My dad liked them, so it is a good memory. So that's why I like them. But each their own.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it's okay. This is the only motion picture with a freight break, though.
The only one.
Yeah.
Well, you had to
Will
go
it be
stand.
good?
You had to go stand in the coward's corner.
Yeah.
It wasn't only that you got your money back; you had to be publicly shamed before you could get your money back. If you chose to get a refund before seeing the climax of Homicidal.
I love that the eye is an exclamation point, a very violent one too, like the knife point making the exclamation point. I just love it.
You're gonna love my countdown video.
Oh, good. There's so much going on in this ad, Bill. There's a letter from Castle in the middle of it. There's like a special freight break on the top. There's like so much copy about what it's about. The Coward's Corner is screamed at you in all caps, and you get the story of a psychotic killer. It's like his design sense that he put his graphic designers through in this poster is amazing. It's very modern looking compared to a lot of
Yeah,
other stuff.
absolutely.
We promise we will not shame you if you decide to turn off Homicidal before the climax because you find it too frightening.
Actually, your doorbell will ring and Cubby will be at your door barking at you, shaming you. So
And we'll
I have him
try and
ready to go.
explain.
He's
We'll try and explain what happened to you.
yeah.
Right.
Oh, here's some Pittsburgh drive-ins that were showing
Oh.
Homicidal. Yeah.
Okay.
And, notification. The Twin Highway was showing it.
Yeah.
They just went out of business, or was that the other Twin Highway?
The Twin Highway one is that that's what I'm thinking. That's the Sheets now in Robinson. Yeah. Ooh.
There really wasn't anything that exciting showing at the same time as Homicidal. It was easy to make the choice. So there's a movie called Magdalena, Sam. Don't get excited.
I know. I got super excited, and I'm like, no, it's not the same movie.
It is
You don't
not.
like Please Don't Eat the Daisies, Bill? Because I might go see that in the drive-in.
Oh, sure. I'm not saying it
Yeah.
was terrible. A Night at the Drive-In is fun no matter what.
Yeah. Let's play it. The Dependable. Oh,
Gidget Goes Hawaiian.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah. The
Your
Alamo.
latest
I
Gidget
can see
fix.
that. Norman Conga's playing. Ooh.
Yeah, it's a B feature to something weird. I can't see it on there. Oh, Morgan the Pirate in
Yeah.
Conga. That's
This
not
is
too weird.
a very early time at the drive-in because no one has yet switched to adult or near adult. It's all
Right.
you could take your family to any of Pittsburgh's many drive-in theaters. 6 or 7 years from now, maybe not. Special offer from Cowards from William Castle. I love that he has his own logo. There's just this whole ad. I look at the stuff I design, and this is almost a Mondrian style design with the boxes. Like it's ridiculous.
Oh, right.
I know that so much of what I design has come from looking at William Castle ads. It's all coming back to me now. Wow.
Here's something really bare bones to get
Yeah.
you all worked up.
What I love about this, Bill, is that someone was like, "Hey, did you put the price in the ad?" They're like, "Shit," and they're like, "Well, just write it because we don't have time to lay out the type anymore. Just write it on the ad." Was
$4.
this Lee's Woodland? Is this the Evergreen, Bill? No, this is further back on Route 66. In
Oh, you
Vanderbilt.
know what? This might be. Oh my God, I never even realized that.
Is
I
that
think
it's? I don't know.
this might be the Riverside Drive-In.
Mm-hmm.
Like many, many years before it was the Riverside Drive-In. So I think it was called
Yeah.
the
Oh, wow.
Galaxy Drive-In. Wow, I'm not sure. Now I'm going to have to go research. Anyway, I
Because
think.
it seems like where it is in the middle of the woods. So,
Mm-hmm.
oh, imagine. This ad's great too. Oh man,
It's like a tabloid.
yeah.
Sorry, there was just so much goodness with Homicidal. I haven't even scratched the surface yet. Jerry Lewis, is he funny?
Sometimes. No, when he's with Dean, maybe.
Yeah.
When he's being made, when he's not Jerry and he's what's his name, and Bela Lugosi meets a Brooklyn gorilla. Yeah, the Glenn Miller story too. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh,
If
Shadow of the
As
Yeah.
if there
King.
wasn't
That's
enough
hilarious.
excitement on that bill. And look at this. Yeah. This was a night out. Why did I
Yeah.
put this
Nice.
up?
I mean, I'm glad you did. This is a good night at the point.
There's no reason for this to be up. I don't know why. I think I just clipped that because I wanted to see it. Sorry.
We're back to
Well,
the Three Stooges.
yeah. If you wish to scream tonight, it's okay because you're in your house and you're not going to bother us. So,
If you wish to
Just
scream,
let it
scream
all
with
out.
me. Yeah. Let's scream, but don't go in the coward's corner because then you'll get a visit from one of us. Be like, you'll have to sit in the corner of your house with a yellow light on you until the duration of the movie.
You get a visit from the prophecy bear.
it's been too long since
Oh,
since we mentioned Prophecy Bear. So thank you for
thank you for
bringing
bringing him up. He needs work. So the strike's
Right.
over. The strike's over. It's time for Prophecy Bear to get back to work.
I always forget he still has a SAG card.
He does have a SAG. I mean, he only did one movie, but he's got a SAG card.
Mm-hmm.
So this ad is fucking amazing. I love that. How
Oh, that's great.
if Castle found out that he was considered a master of suspense on the level of Hitchcock, I think he would be super happy and also very competitive.
Is he on the level of Master of Horror Mick Garris?
Yes. Yes. I would say he's above Master of Horror Mick Garris.
Yeah, this is amazing that you would dare to show these two movies side by side. Then we'll see who's original William Castle.
Oh,
Right.
I love it. Wow.
This is something we've seen mostly already. I know. Oh, look at this.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
let's dig in. One-Eyed Jacks. Oh man.
This was from Chicago, and it was playing everywhere in Chicago with different co-features. And One-Eyed Jacks was the most common one. Yeah.
Wow, that's a crazy double feature. Love it.
I don't know.
Bill, did you see that double feature I shared today that was Gamera and Knives of the Avenger?
No.
Yeah, those played together. There was a poster that they made for those two movies together, and it has Cameron Mitchell and Gamera together, like giant pictures of them, and it calls them the two biggest monsters to hit the screen.
That's amazing.
That's a Sam double feature. That's like, yeah, I want both those things. I love the palm tree that was in that one ad. That was great. Man.
This is a little different. She's laying down in the bed, I guess.
There's a lot of variation. All those old press books were so much better. They gave you so much to work with.
Yeah. I love the Fox logo because you get the idea that you're not going to be hot in the summer at the Fox.
Oh yeah, well, so many of these
by refrigeration.
Mm-hmm. Because, like, I think this one is from Phoenix. Wait a minute. I'm not really sure. Oh no, it says first New York showing. But places like Phoenix, that was a big selling point. So you got to go sit in air conditioning, at least for the runtime of the movie. Stay all day if you like, if your apartment's too hot. Here's another nice variation. So much text to take in these ads.
People read a lot more back then. Obviously this isn't a newspaper, but still, today you would never have that much text in an ad.
Bill, in that previous ad, you could meet William Castle in person.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fordham. Yeah.
Wow.
In the lobby, no less.
Probably smoking a cigar, I'm sure.
I'm going.
Yeah, right.
See you guys later.
Yeah, how many producers actually traveled to the showings of their movies after the premiere? I wouldn't say that many. Oh man. Is this a British theater, Bill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is from when it played London, or England, rather.
With Terror of the Tongs.
There's one from, Chris Lee playing another Asian part.
Yeah. He's like, hey, in the future, please don't cancel me. Thank you. Also, I like that they wrote Bob Hope as Bop Hope, which is how I'll refer to him from now on.
Bop.
Bop, B-O-P, Bop Hope. This
Well,
ad's gorgeous, Bill.
yeah, see, Hitchcock had people in their underwear in his ads. So
Yeah.
even
Right.
even though this film was not inspired by Psycho,
Your shocked eyes will see it. Your stunned mind won't believe it.
I like that if I was a coward reading the newspaper and I see this ad, I'm like, oh, that's nice. They're writing to me. No one ever sells anything to me. Oh my God. This also has the Psycho ripoff of the No One Will Be Seated, in the last 15 minutes.
Right.
well, naturally.
The only thing more frightening than the first 15 minutes or the last. I'll give you the Suspiria line or whatever the line is from Suspiria they have. Oh.
Here's a question that I have. And this is a serious question. Um, could you do that today? Would they let you go in and sit halfway through the movie? Could you just be like, I want to go in and just sit down and watch it and stay through the next one? They wouldn't let you do that.
No.
I don't know. My brother and I, we go to a lot of movies, and there's been a couple times where we don't like what we're watching, and we'll leave the theater, and then they're like, what else do they got here? And then we just wander into another theater and just have a seat.
Yeah.
And the teenagers working there could, they could give a shit.
They're going to chase you down, be like, wait a minute.
Right. You didn't buy a ticket to see the Marvels again, right? Whatever. So, yeah.
It's been a long time since I snuck into another theater. I have done it.
I just saw an ad for the one other drive. What's the other drive when we go to, baby? The one with all the rules. Yeah, the Evergreen Bill. They literally said, please don't go to any of the other screens. I'm like, you can stand in the middle of that drive-in and see all three screens. Like, I don't know who's enforcing this. Like, it's really easy to go watch another movie there. You just turn the dial to another channel. Like, it's 3 screens within half the size of Evergreen. So it's like, I think they were worried that people were going to go run over to the Taylor Swift only screen. And then, oh well. I guess there were complaints the first couple nights there in Dependable that the Taylor Swift audience was really loud and people couldn't hear the other movies. So they were singing too loud. Please don't sing during the movie. Come on.
Steve, now that we have you cornered, why don't you tell us, was the drive-in a big part of your movie-going experience when you were younger?
Yeah, when in my younger days, like like elementary school time, like it was a big part of our movie going experience. My family and I, we went to a bunch of movies at the drive-in. I mean, I remember seeing Sound of Music and Disney cartoons, and we went to see Star Wars. I remember going, I don't know what we went to see, but it was something I didn't like, or I wasn't interested in seeing it. So I remember asking, like, can I go over to another screen and watch the final countdown? And, they're like, yeah, whatever. Like, it's the 70s. Just go do whatever you want. Like, just come back when you're done. So I went to another screen, found an empty parking space, sat in the dirt, took the speaker off the holder, just held it in my lap, sat in the dirt and watched the final countdown. And when it was done, I just walked back to my parents' car. No one bothered me. No one thought it was weird or nothing. So, yeah. But I saw a bunch of stuff at the drive-in, and I don't remember if it was at the drive-in or not. But I remember there was a big turning point for me in my movie-going experience when I was really young, that I really did not like going to the movies because my parents picked everything. And, it was, for whatever reason, it was stuff I just wasn't interested in, but I remember like Sound of Music being one of those. Like, who are these people? Like, what is going on? Like, what's with all this singing? Like,
Why are they
you know,
singing?
like, what's a Nazi? I don't even know what's going on here. And then we went to go see something, and I remember seeing this poster, and it was a James Bond movie, and it was the one. I'm not a James Bond expert, and I haven't gone back to figure out which one it is, although probably would be hard. But it's the one where there's an elephant, and the elephant like eats peanuts out of people's pockets, and then there's like part of it takes place in like the Philippines or something, and they do a car jump that's like a corkscrew jump and all this stuff. But anyway, the point being that I'm looking at this James Bond movie poster, and I was so young that the poster scared me, right? So I'm like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Like, this looks scary. My dad is saying, like, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Just trust me. You're gonna love it. I'm like, oh, like getting all teary and everything. So he drags me in there, and yeah, like I probably was like 6 or 7 or something, and it was everything that like a 7-year-old boy would want to watch, right? Car chases, explosions, shootouts, you know, uh, beautiful women, exotic locales. Just I would from that moment on, like I remember leaving the theater and then just being like, we got to go back, we got to watch this again. Like I was just mesmerized by what I had seen, and that was like my turning point, right? Like I was like, oh, now I get it. Like now there's movies that are for me. There are things that are going to interest me that I do want to see, and then so like that's kind of then you start diving into like, oh, now I'm looking into paper, right? Looking at the ads in the paper, like, what is this stuff, that all the grown-ups are going to go watch. This is what I'm interested in. So yeah, that was kind of my turning point. It might have been at a drive-in, might have been at the local mall, but at any rate, yeah. But yeah, we had, in the Akron area, we had a bunch of drive-ins, that were available that, ran during the, spring, summer, and, I think a little bit into the fall or whatever. But yeah, it was, I always dug it, being able to sit in the car and, watch the movie. And of course, I probably, my brother and I probably fall asleep during the second feature or whatever. But yeah, it was a big part of our growing up.
Sean said that was probably Live and Let Die. That's the one that he thinks.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, probably Live and Let Die. Sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah. We were lucky because we had, 4 or 5 screens around us. So I was just thinking this week of how many formative movies I saw at the drive-in as a kid. And because for our family, it was, it was way cheaper. Plus, when you have 2 kids we're 3 years apart. So when we were like 5 and 2, hard to take a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old to the movies, but you can take them to the drive-in a lot easier. And,
yeah,
and deal with them. So I know that's why we saw a lot of stuff at the drive-in. I know I definitely saw the King Kong remake there. I was thinking about that this week. Seeing that at the drive-in was great because it was even bigger. Yeah, the Dino De Laurentiis one.
Yeah.
Nobody took me to the movies to see the King Kong remake. I might not have even asked because I wasn't really even all that interested in it. But I can remember going to the drive-in a lot. That's why I love these festivals, how it's become a thing now. And there's nothing but good programming. I mean, even if you don't like all the movies, at least you're not going to see, The Great Gatsby. Who wanted their parents to take them to see The Great Gatsby at the drive-in? So it's all good schlocky horror movies, and that's the kind of stuff that I would have been into. That's the stuff I wanted my parents to take me to see, and nobody would take me. Although I did get, just the experience of going to the drive-in was fun because you got to go and play on the swings before the movie started, and
yeah,
if it was a really cool drive-in, they had a playground at the front.
We got a lot of Disney double features. Like I know we saw like The Rescuers and like the Apple Dumpling Gang, like all the Disney live action stuff. We saw a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, Herbie the Love Bug.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know I saw Condor Man at the drive-in, but that was a lot cooler because it was, it's kind of vaguely a superhero movie, early superhero movie. But yeah, a lot of stuff. And I think that I want to think. I always try to think of what played with Super Fuzz, and I think it was probably Condor Man. Super Snooper, Super Fuzz, another good drive-in movie. David remembers seeing Kramer versus Kramer as the first movie he saw in the theater. What a
That's a
kids
kid's
love that
favorite.
movie. And it's a horror movie
Bummer.
for kids, I think.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Possession does it better, though.
Yeah.
The whole divorce crisis from a child's perspective is way more terrifying in Possession. We were just talking about that movie. You know, I work with people who are significantly younger than I am. And I swear to God, I overheard them talking about Possession the other day. And it just made me so happy. I was
Oh,
like,
that's
It's on
cool.
Shudder,
God.
probably. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like the younger people that I work with. They are into cool shit too. You know, but a lot of the stuff that they talk about, I don't really, I can't relate to it. And I'm like, oh, they would probably hate all this shit. But to hear them talking about Possession and saying that they thought it was really weird, and I don't know if they liked it, but yeah, it's really it can make you feel really old sometimes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I had a coworker. I don't remember what we were talking about. We weren't talking about movies, but I think we were talking about sports or something. And I explained my thoughts on the game or the Browns or something. And he said, "Oh yeah, that's what my dad says." I'm
Ouch.
like, ow, ow, ow. Oh well. You gotta expect that though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember there was, there was a time also, like when I got towards sort of my tween years, that there were movies, and I kind of thought of them or referred to them as older brother movies. That it was things that my friends that had older brothers that were driving age, that could get into R-rated movies. They would take their younger siblings to. And so I remember it was like a specific time being like 12, 13, 14. I'd go to school and they would say, oh, like my big brother took me to go see heavy metal. My big brother took me to go see Pink Floyd, The Wall. Song Remains the Same, like, stuff like that. I was so jealous. Like, oh, like, when am I going to be able to see these things? And but it was, then then when except for heavy metal, but they all became available on video 2 years later, or something like that. So
I
it was
remember
really
going crazy for
eye-opening.
heavy metal to be on HBO, and my whole family was watching it with me, and probably 5 minutes into it, they realized this is probably not a family-friendly movie at all.
Right.
But it's a cartoon.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It did not work.
So it's time to do the drink segment. I don't know if the sound is going to actually work because I'm going to try it both ways to see if I solved this audio issue.
Sounds good.
Audience can hear it. Okay. So I'll do it this way. I have an alternate ready. Here we go. Sorry, we're starting over.
Homicidal.
Well, get ready. We're going to take a drink break, not a freight break like it was in this movie. We're going to make the killer Kool-Aid for Homicidal. This feels like the kind of drink that William Castle might be in front of the theater making for you and charging you $10 for. So anyway, there's a lot of booze in this, but you're probably going to need it. 2 ounces of vodka. Nikolai's getting close to finishing the war. We got an ounce of Southern Comfort. That's going to go in the rest of this drink when I'm done.
2 ounces of Midori for Bill, an ounce of amaretto, 6 ounces of grape Kool-Aid. Not only is Dollar General destroying the American Southwest and, well, the whole country, you can get this for $1 there. You're not going to mix your own Kool-Aid anymore, and it's only 60 calories. There's my ad for Kool-Aid. Not getting paid for that. Anyway, another trick. If you're feeling fancy and if you can see it, you can
made grape Kool-Aid ice cubes.
Yeah, you can freeze those because that way I wouldn't have a half bottle of Kool-Aid in the fridge. And Becca would say, "You got all these undrinking drinks that you got for your drinks. Come on." So there's all one booze. That's a lot of booze. Daddy drank. And the amaretto. Then we're going to add grape to grape. There we go. And
Seal it good. It's purple.
yeah, seal it good because you're wearing beige, and you're
Not a normal color. For
not a
baby.
normal color for me. Does it work with my skin tone?
Yeah.
Does it set me off?
Makes you look younger.
No, nothing makes me look younger. Here we go. There's a lot of drink in there, so I'm really shaking it gingerly.
Why is it doing that?
I know. What is that?
Careful.
What is that bomb noise? Man.
You're wearing beige.
I could take my shirt off.
Take the top part off. Just the... And you can put the ice cubes in later.
Nothing's coming off. This is going to be a great video. Everybody's
Use
really
that.
going to enjoy this video.
It looks like poo. Okay.
Fill it to the rim with brim.
Yeah, also
With
not
poo.
good for gray. It is purpley.
My mouth is going to be purple all day long.
Okay. Moment of truth.
Tell me, Andy.
Andy the cat.
I said, don't drink it, Dad. If you like cough syrup, I love cough syrup. Have I got good news for you? This is NyQuil. This is pretty much NyQuil, but better tasting NyQuil. The same ingredients as NyQuil, but it tastes better. Now to help you for this movie.
Pazuzu.
Anyway, Pazuzu, enjoy the film.
Enjoy your brown drink.
To our special guest host, Steve Wilson, welcome
thank you.
to the program. And
Pazuzu.
to all of you for hanging out with us tonight. Pazuzu.
I haven't drank Kool-Aid in years, so thank you, Sam.
Sure. I drink it all the time. My palate is as of a child.
I'm right with you.
Yeah. Cut the crust off my peanut butter and make me a Kool-Aid. I'm ready for this movie.
I bought Captain Crunch yesterday, so
I love Captain Crunch.
Yeah.
Wait, do you ever get Crunch Berries?
just the berries.
Oops, all berries.
Yeah,
Oops.
I've done that. Yeah,
All
I usually
berries.
get-
I like that they admit they made a mistake. Oops. All berries.
oops.
Oops, we did it. Sorry, guys.
I think the implication is that somehow the actual Captain Crunch is not bad for you, but the berries are. So
Yeah.
that they have to say, "Oops, we didn't mean to put all these berries." So eat at
Oops,
your
your
own
poop
risk.
is going to be red. It's
Yeah.
it's not cancer. It's the berries. That's on the back of the box. You get that one.
That's the absolute truth, Sam Panico.
I am a peanut butter Cap'n Crunch fan myself. I
Oh,
love
yeah.
peanut butter is the best. Any peanut butter based cereal. Now that I'm old, it's like, well, I do like my peanut butter Cheerios because I'm trying to reduce my cholesterol. But I still enjoy a sugar laden cereal. Yes, we still get Count Chocula, Eldon, but only over the Halloween season.
Yep.
It's not available. It's a LTO, as they say, very limited edition. I remember when the captain of Captain Crunch, Cap'n, C-A-P apostrophe N, Cap'n Crunch got kidnapped or shanghaied, as they say in the sailor world, and they had to find him. That was a rough time in my breakfast. How will I eat the cereal without Captain Crunch? He wasn't on the box for a while. Oh, thanks, Dan, for putting the ingredients up there of Captain Crunch. I'm always obsessed with cereal advertising, because in all the ads, either people are chasing someone for the cereal or cereal has ruined friendships. Like Fred and Barney pretty much always got along until Fruity Pebbles came in. Now they're gonna fight each other and steal each other's cereal as if there is only one box. There's a cookie crook that steals cereal, and the worst is the Trix Rabbit is not allowed to eat the cereal that he created. They had a 900 number where you could vote to see if the Trix Rabbit was allowed to eat it, and kids voted for him not to eat it. Who are these bastard kids that were like, "Mom, can I have 50 cents to call a 900 number and say, hey, I don't want a bunny who loves this cereal and should get to eat it. I want to deny him it." So in case you ever wonder if the world seems really dark, those kids grew up that spent 50 cents to call and deny the Trix Rabbit.
Well, to bring it all back around, Sam, that's a very William Castle-esque
Yeah.
thing, right? How can we make more money? Oh, we'll get kids to spend 50 cents on a 900 number to call in for a fake contest. Like,
It's the great.
oh, surprise, we just made $2 million more.
Today they would do it via email, and then they would capture those emails and send out bounce back coupons to those kids' parents, and they'd be like, "Hey,"
Right.
but and there would be ads where suddenly tomorrow, if you all get a Trix ad, it's because I said it. So yeah,
You would have to pay money to decide how Mr. Sardonicus was going to end the film. Is he going to live or is he going to die?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, look what I got here. It's a copy of Lichen
Oh.
Colony on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
And you know what? This is a new release from Visual Vengeance, and not only do you get a commentary track with the director of the film, you also get a commentary track with Sam and I.
Yeah.
So we're going to be giving away 2 copies of Lichen Colony on tonight's program. So make sure you come back for the second segment, and we'll do our Wheel of Fortune drawing that Sam does. 2 of you, 2 lucky winners. If you're from Canada, you got to pay the shipping.
Bill, I went to Wheel of Fortune Live this week. In Greensburg. They did Wheel of Fortune Live, and it was completely messed up because the guy who got entered in the second one, his name was Lance Queer, was his name, not making up his name. And when they asked him what he did for a living, he said, "I touch people and I take their pain away." You can only imagine what it was like to play Wheel of Fortune with this guy. He looked like a bad version of Charles Manson. And he danced through most of the wheel spinning. Had never watched the show before and needed the rules to be described to him at every time they played. It was amazing. I've never seen an hour and 15 minute version of one game of Wheel of Fortune. I have seen it now. I did not get caught up to play Wheel of Fortune.
Oh my God, an hour and 15 minutes?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That equals about 3 minutes screen time on the program.
Well, now you really see the stuff that gets, when you see it live, you see the stuff that gets cut out of Wheel of Fortune. It's pretty amazing.
It's like Napoleon-esque running time.
It was
Wheel of
amazing.
Fortune.
They're going to be doing prices right there, which after this, I was like 100% I'm going, just for the sheer insanity of things falling apart in public, which is one of my favorite things, to be around, like tension in public and strange awkwardness in public. It was a dream night out for me. So I'm excited about it. The only cereal I have right now, Becca did buy me a cereal that is a apple. It's not Apple Jacks. It is like a cereal that is red balls and green balls that taste like apples. I don't know what it is. It just came out. So I'm excited to try that. G.I. Joe cereal, obviously, Bill, my favorite cereal of all time. G.I. Joe Action Stars.
What was it?
It was Action Stars, and it tasted just like it tasted like Captain Crunch, all with berries, but without the berries. The same taste, like a corn cereal. But if you bought 3 boxes, you got a free G.I. Joe, who only was available in the cereal Starduster or Sky Duster. So yeah. And Canadians, your cereal comes in bags. Sorry. We can't send videos to you, and you can't get cool cereal. So sorry. Sorry, Canada. Yeah.
Sean Midas, I do remember Quisp cereal. I do
I
miss
liked that one too. Freakies, remember Freakies?
Freakies. Yep. They had those little plastic
Mhm.
guys that came in Freakies.
That's why I wanted it. I didn't care about
Yeah.
the cereal. I couldn't even tell you what it tasted like.
I like Cookie Crisp. Is good because it's like you're getting a lot of cookies. And but now I'm boring. I like grape nuts and what do you call it?
Ooh.
100% natural. And I like any of the oat based crackle and oat brand's a favorite, even since I was a kid. I like to poop. So even as a kid, I like to poop a lot. So any cereals that can help me with that. I do love grape nuts. They're the best.
I
They make
never
your
ate
teeth
with
hurt.
the goal of pooping. I mean, I didn't know that was a thing. You're like,
It
well,
is
I
the
really
high
like
fiber.
pooping, so I'm going to eat this cereal. That was
Yeah.
never a thought process for me.
Yeah, I like to pour different medicines onto my grape nuts. And just basically just eat it on the toilet. So
Grape
pretty
nuts is
exciting.
disgusting. That's one thing I can't get into. I like the boring cereals like
Yeah.
Rice Chex. I like that. I even will eat Life, which was
Uh-huh.
really awful as a kid. You're like, who
Do
eats
you like
that?
that with Life they had to make a commercial where a kid liked it so
Yeah,
the kids knew it was
Right.
okay to Mikey?
they needed all the help they
Mikey.
could get because their cereal was terrible. But I like it now. But
Yeah.
I can't touch grape nuts. I'm sorry.
Becca said any of these cereals are good if you put enough sugar on them. So it removes
It's true.
the health content
Right.
of them. Did you ever have any weird kids that you hung out with that put stuff other than milk on their cereal? Like orange juice or sodas? I had a friend that would put Pepsi on his cereal and I was like, this is the most disgusting thing.
I had a roommate in college he had a giant glass mug, and he would put basically everything in it like you would want for breakfast. He would put coffee, milk, cereal, and orange juice and mix it all up and then sit in his bed and eat it with a spoon and then drink the rest.
Wow.
Like yeah, it is as nasty as it sounds. Like
Wow.
it was
He,
one of these things like
did this guy go on to invent the KFC bowl?
right. Yeah, it was disgusting. I still think about it to this day,
Oh,
obviously.
David, the Kick cereal, G.I. Joe tasted like Kick cereal too, except it was shaped like stars. Yeah. My
I
dream
like
cereal.
Kix.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what other ones. Also, like now when they put out they had Fruit Brute last year, they brought him back finally because he hadn't been around for a while. When they brought out the monsters this
Yeah.
year, they had like a monster cereal that was all of them in one.
I didn't
Oh,
get that. I was gonna
Yeah,
try it, but they have that new one that's like caramel apple. I
yeah,
didn't even get it.
that's the one that Becca got me. Yeah,
She's like a zombie DJ or something. I don't know. It was trying too hard, I thought. And that cereal's
she's like, I'm a social influencer, a monster though. Please try
it
my
tastes
cereal.
that cereal tastes like shit to me now because I can remember as a kid it was really good. Like the little marshmallows were so much better. I don't
Yeah,
know. It's something changed about it. They changed the texture of it, and I never liked it as much after that. So
I like that Mandy knew instantly that that's Carmela Creeper is her name.
Carmela Creeper.
Thank you. I
yeah, I
appreciate it.
wasn't a fan. Although I never tried her cereal. I don't know. Maybe it's good.
Yeah, you were turned off on it right now. I don't like it.
Yeah, it's the monster cereals in general that I've lost faith in. They used to be really good. Like when I was a kid, Frankenberry and Boo Berry were my favorite. Never Count Chocula. I thought it
Mm.
was gross, like that fake chocolate
Oh, I
taste.
love fake chocolate.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Anytime my milk turns to chocolate, we've learned about my cereal habits. Like pooping, like chocolate milk. Those are the two. That's what I look for in a cereal. Um,
Remember Crazy Cow?
no.
Cra- Crazy Cow
No.
cereal. It turned your milk either strawberry or chocolate.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's what
There's
made me think of it
also
when you said that.
Okay.
I got the strawberry kind all the time, but never the chocolate.
there are Christmas themed cereals right now too that I saw at Walmart where there's like a Christmas Rice Krispies that is red, green, and regular crispy. So I assume that they made that for Rice Krispie Square creation over the holidays. A big time. And also it's a big time for Chex Mix making. which is the best snack. I don't want to get
That
into
I
snack.
dig.
Yeah. Yeah. My mom makes a Chex Mix that is will drain you of your any saliva you have because it's so salty, and that's how I like my Chex Mix. I would like a whole bottle of Worcester sauce to be used in my Chex Mix. And then I add it on top and make like a cereal with Worcester sauce over top of it and eat it with a spoon. We've learned way too much about my eating habits tonight sorry, Steve. I don't know if you were
No,
ready
this
for
is
this
fine.
or not, but
I never even guessed the direction this show would go in tonight.
yeah.
Right. I might need a fright break
It seems
after hearing all that.
it's funny
Please
because
go sit in the coward's corner.
I'm going to sit in the coward's corner on the toilet.
everybody that's what's in the coward's corner. It's a Pittsburgh toilet. I don't know if you know what a Pittsburgh toilet. In Pittsburgh, people's basements just have toilets in the middle of
I've
it.
heard about that.
Yeah, it's true. But it seems like everybody in the chat wants to eat cereal right now. So the money that the cereal lobby paid Bill and I this week for the show, it has really paid off. So that's a very insidious plan of ours. We got 25 people to get hungry about cereal. We were paid $3 each. Beth has the best comment. Poop if you wish.
Poop if you wish.
In the
Scream
coward's corner.
if you wish. Because tonight's movie is Homicidal. You can watch it on Tubi. The link is on the Groovy Doom Facebook page. If you want to go back and find it, just go to Tubi and type in HOMICIDAL. You'll see it. And Steve, are you going to come back for the second segment? I hope you will.
Of course I am. I won't miss it for anything.
Who knows what we'll
I think we know.
But you know. And we hope you'll come back after Homicidal. And watch my animation here. Get ready, Sam.
Oh.
No, wait
amazing.
for it. Boing.
Right through the heart.
That's where that $3 cereal